This week in Jamaica Now, the Ebola panic. What happened when an American man who recently visited Liberia landed in Montego Bay? Government imposes travel ban for visitors from Ebola-affected countries. Who paid $4 million to deport Muslim leader Abu Bakr on a private plane to Trinidad? And Chik V deaths climb. 2 Vere Tech teachers and a student are the latest victims. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
Hospitality Jamaica presents its 10th Anniversary Awards and Gala, Saturday, October 25 at Montego Bay Convention Center, 6:30 p.m.
Honoring Jamaica's best in cuisine, best EP hotels, best all-inclusive, best small or boutique hotels, and best in transportation.
The Hospitality Jamaica Awards are sponsored by
the Jamaica Tourist Board,
Montego Bay Convention Center,
CPJ,
Rainforest Seafoods,
Sky Flora,
and the Gleaner Company.
I'm Caroline Brown, and this is Jamaica Now. There was widespread panic in Jamaica last week after reports emerged that an American man who had recently visited the Ebola-stricken Liberia had landed in Montego Bay and was staying at a hotel in the second city. The health ministry later sought to allay fears, saying proper protocol was followed in admitting the American man and his wife who were in Jamaica for a vacation. The acting chief medical officer in the health ministry, Dr. Marion Bullock-Ducasse, said the man arrived in Jamaica with his wife 5 days after he returned to America from Liberia. She says on their arrival, the couple was interviewed by airport officials. She says it was revealed that the man had recently traveled to Liberia and the couple was referred to a health team for further interview and assessment. According to Dr. Bullock-Ducasse, the man told the Jamaican authorities that while he was in Liberia, he did not spend time in any area affected by Ebola or had any interactions with persons who may be infected with the virus. She says in keeping with established protocol, the couple was cleared to land and allowed to go to their hotel where they were quarantined. The acting chief medical officer says tests were conducted on the couple Wednesday night and again Thursday morning, and the results showed that they displayed no symptoms of Ebola. The couple departed Jamaica on Thursday afternoon. In the meantime, the Jamaican government has imposed a travel ban on people who have visited Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone within 28 days. Jamaicans and other residents will be quarantined in what the government says is the interest of public safety and national security. And Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says she has cut travel for herself and other cabinet members as she tries to ensure that Ebola does not reach Jamaican shores. Mrs. Simpson Miller says travel for officials is also being kept at a minimum.
And I have cut travels myself, not traveling anywhere, unless I'm going to, like, the country who have asked for help, that is very near, and they will send a plane and get me back home.
The Prime Minister says Jamaica is on high alert for Ebola and that the country's emergency response and management mechanism has now been activated. An integrated national coordinating team headed by the Ministry of Health and the Jamaica Defence Force has been established to lead the country's heightened preparations in the event that the deadly Ebola virus hits Jamaica. Political commentator Dr. Paul Ashley says a series of poll results returning poor grades for the current administration should force Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller to either fix her leadership style or resign. The Gleaner has been publishing the results of a Bill Johnson poll, which show that Jamaicans are largely unimpressed by the performance of the governing People's National Party. According to the poll, the opposition Jamaica Labour Party is getting more popular support, and Simpson Miller's popularity has fallen to a 20-year low. Dr. Ashley says the Prime Minister seems to have disconnected herself from the people, and promised gains seem more and more distant.
Get in contact with the people, explain the programs to the people, give the people some more hope, renew hope, give comfort, hope, explain what is going on, listen to them. They might tell you where to get efficiencies. They might tell you who is not performing and should be fired. Listen to the people who voted for you. It's no use trying to impress those who never voted for you in the first place and won't vote for you in the second place. The other way forward is maybe your time has come. Politicians' popularity has expiry date. She's at the crossroads. She either reconnects, turn on back the thing and turn it up, or, well, depart.
In other news, the Jamaican government has admitted to paying over $36,000 or 4.03 Jamaican dollars to hire a private jet to deport Muslim leader Yassin Abu Bakr to Trinidad and Tobago last week. The Trinidad Express newspaper, quoting National Security Minister Gary Griffith, said Jamaica, through Trinidad and Tobago's High Commissioner Ivor Gludon, had asked him to foot the bill. However, Griffith said he turned down the request. Meanwhile, Griffith said it was only at the time of the request that the Trinidad and Tobago authorities were knowing about the decision to deport Abu Bakr. The minister also denied that his ministry supplied any information to the Jamaican authorities. In the meantime, he said he respected Jamaica's decision and had no intention of calling the move irresponsible or anti-CARICOM. The Jamaican government had cited national security as the reason for denying Abu Bakr landing rights. And Trinidad and Tobago's National Security Minister Gary Griffith has extended an invitation to Jamaica's Foreign Affairs Minister A.J. Nicholson to visit Port of Spain for talks on immigration issues between the two countries. Griffith has also extended the invitation to the opposition spokesman on foreign affairs and foreign trade, Edmund Bartlett. Bartlett described Griffith's statement regarding the deportation of 13 Jamaicans last month as hostile and disrespectful and meriting the strongest response from the Jamaican government. Griffith says his invitation is aimed at arriving at amicable resolution in the best interest of both countries and all their citizens at the earliest possible opportunity. There were more deaths in Jamaica last week linked to the Chickungunya virus. Within 24 hours, 2 teachers and a student of the Vere Technical High School in Clarendon died from suspected complications related to Chik V. This is the 6th school-related death being linked to Chickungunya. Earlier this week, a student of the Shortwood Teachers College died after complaining of suffering from Chik V-related symptoms. There were also cases involving students from Camperdown High in Kingston and Mona Primary School in St. Andrew. Former Deputy Commissioner of Police Mark Shields says Supreme Court Judge Horace Marsh should take blame for the now collapsed Boulevard murder trial. Last year, a jury handed down a majority guilty verdict for policeman Paul Edwards and Louis Lynch, who were on trial for the abduction and murder of 2 men from a plaza on Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew 2004. However, Justice Marsh rejected the verdict and ordered a retrial. When the matter came up in court last week, the Director of Public Prosecutions discontinued the matter. Mr. Shields, who was a lead investigator in the case, says the judge erred in rejecting the verdict and should be held accountable. And he says the actions of the judge and the DPP have now resulted in a miscarriage of justice.
Mr. Justice Marsh made an error which some would say a first-year law student should know, which is that when somebody is found guilty on a majority of 9-3, that's guilty. But a mistake was made. So what makes this matter even worse for the families is that a man was convicted of murder and has walked free. Having spoken to the families, they've received no apology from the judge. There has been no communication recently from the DPP's office. And so we have a situation that nobody has been brought to justice, despite the fact that we had a very expensive trial and there was a huge miscarriage of justice in terms of what happened.
And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Caroline Brown, and as we go, we bring you highlights from the launch of the Gleaner-sponsored Restaurant Week.